right, and we're live on the next episode of Vinyl Stallions.
Well, man, oh man. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We have a fantastic guest from Chicago. We have the Deadlicks. Welcome aboard, boys.
Thanks for having us, dudes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thanks for having us, guys. Happy to be here.
So we have three members of the Deadlicks. We have Tom, we have Jack, and we have Johnny joining us. Again, from Chicago. They have an album coming out May 20th. So coming up pretty soon here. But yeah, thank you boys very, very much for coming on. We are excited to dive on in to the life of the Deadlicks and just see what is going on.
Great.
Yeah, thank you guys. Shout out Jimmy, who's not here, the drummer.
Shout out.
Couldn't make it.
So
He's here in spirit.
Yes. So before we even dive in, I was telling Jack I have a story. So that I have relation, I feel like, with some of you, but we may not remember it. So you boys went to Dayton, and correct me if I'm wrong. Did one of you live next to a house or to the Alpha New house?
My ex-girlfriend used to live near that Alpha New house, actually.
So I believe my buddy lived in it, and I was visiting one time, but there was a house somewhere near there that had like a drum kit and a guitar in the basement ready to roll. And I was told that it was the house of the Deadlicks where you guys were practicing back in, I think this had to have been beginning of 2018, I think. So literally like right when you boys were just getting going. And I believe one of you guys were there, but again, it was one of those college days in Dayton where everyone was out throughout the whole day. But from there, I've heard about you guys. You guys have, blossomed from Dayton. Like I said, you were all posted up in Chicago. But I just had to throw that in there because since then I've been like, okay, who are these guys? And then all my friends from the Cleveland area just keep posting about you. And then now it's a big thing where, you guys are putting out your second LP here pretty soon.
Yeah, about time, finally, huh?
That was an Alpha New house. I think some of Matt's roommates next to you, Tom, were Alpha New.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about the junkyard, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Because I know that there was an Alpha New. Yeah, that's definitely the junkyard.
Yeah.
The Alpha New, because I had buddies at the Alpha New house over on Lowe's. But that was like their actual house, I think, not like.
I think this was one where the floor literally collapsed at a party one time.
That was the junkyard.
You said you had a story about us at Dayton. I was like, oh God.
Yeah.
Maybe something.
I think it's some connection.
Clean story.
I think we jammed at one point. That's all I got to say.
It wouldn't be surprising. People used to frequently come down in the basement after copious substances were consumed to bang on the kit and other, if anyone could play. There was a few times kids would go down there and play the bass or guitar or whatever. It was fun.
That was awesome. But yeah, so now flash forward to 2022. So you guys have been putting together this record. It seems you said finally, but it seems like for a minute, because I know two of the singles off of it were released last year. So how long has this thing kind of just been in process and all these songs kind of been in your guys' mind?
Probably since we met you at Dayton, to be honest.
Yeah, a lot of them have definitely been kicking around. I think we all kind of, we came to Chicago and we started putting out singles because you kind of it's like trial and error. Nobody really knows any one successful way of doing things, but I want to say we did 3 singles, and then we collectively decided right before 2020 that we wanted to just do a full album. And then we got a lot of it done, and our studio shut down. And then the pandemic also was going on, so it was kind of hard to be with each other and record and whatnot. So there was a lot of, obstacles to just get it done. By the end of it, we were recording in my bedroom, literally right in here. Some of it, a rehearsal studio, all over the place, anywhere to just get it done. That's been the story of that album.
We knew we knew we wanted to make it like longer, maybe better might not be the right word, but like better than the first album. So we didn't want to just put it out. So that alone took a long time. And then when you add on the pandemic, it really just took forever. But I think the final product is exactly how we'd like it. So, you know, everything happened for a reason, I guess.
So when
we
you said your studio closed, is that where you recorded your first album then?
No, we recorded our first album over spring break back in UD when they still used to do it. I'm sure it was the same for you. Well, definitely was, because they changed it when I think a year or two ago. When they would split it. It would be like spring break and then Easter break.
Yeah.
Both of them were like extended weekends, basically. So we did that. I want to say it had to have been spring breaks. My mom wouldn't let me skip
April.
Easter. Was it April?
April.
So was that Easter? Man, I don't remember that.
It was
Yeah.
4 days. It was a 4-day weekend.
Yeah.
Everything written, and we went in. And I think it was 4 days. 4 days.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it was just well, it was it actually? Yeah, it was 4 days.
Sunday, yeah.
Yeah.
In
And
Dayton.
then we added like 4 hours or something. So all in all, it was like I think 40 hours total
For
Like,
that whole album?
the whole thing, like recording, mixing, mastering, and then we just took the audio files with us from the studio.
The
I think
guy
it
the guy who did it was a legend. He looked like he was straight out of 1975, and we just recorded in a big room. And
Yeah, it's a really cool studio. I mean, it really was.
was a lot
Rephrase
of-
recording studio. Is that what I found?
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
yep.
Yeah, he's always got work. We still see him on Facebook. Ron Pease. He's a
Ron
legend.
Hughes. He claimed he was in the band Great White.
Yeah, and Deep Purple for a little while.
We never
Interesting.
questioned him, but we
Can't really
Yeah.
find anything online.
don't
about it.
take his word on that. I couldn't
Uh.
find anything, but we'll call Ron later on maybe and
Yeah.
see if he's telling the truth.
He might have stepped in for a show. That's
I don't know.
probably as far as it goes.
I
Because
don't know. Can't find
Yeah.
anything online.
Dude, that first album honestly hit. Like when I listened to it once and I put it on again, and like Willows by the Bay, that ending just shook me. I freaking love that. Yeah, dude, that was good. But then another one that, dude, like that was just totally just like I didn't expect was a Record Player.
oh wow,
Yeah,
weird to
just
hear
like,
love for these songs.
Deep
That's-
cut.
Yeah,
really, dude. I mean,
Dawes.
I got. You guys know like Dawes?
yeah, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I got a Dawes like vibe. It has that like melting guitar with like the piano and stuff. But yeah, no, that
Yeah.
was like a different one. But yeah, I got like I don't know, Cage, the Elephant, Arctic Monkeys kind of Strokes vibe from that first album.
Oh yeah. And those are all. I mean, most of those are still all stuff we still are kind of pulling in. But yeah, we definitely had some heavier, not even, I don't know, maybe more raw guitar.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was. My
The whole thing was,
and
written in
volume.
the basement,
Yeah.
So it was gonna be loud for sure. Considering we hadn't ever really, trying to think, we didn't do it. Our only studio experience was our own doing. We did an EP in the Dayton studio
Oh yeah.
before we kind of were a band, and that was the only time we really did studio work until we went into Ron's place. So we didn't. I personally didn't even know. It was difficult to even sing into his mic because it was so. He said it was like $100,000 or something. Like and it was so crystal clear. I was used to playing like into like a Strokes like distorted piece of shit mic. So I think that's probably my one regret with that album is that we sang like like into like a insane mic, like a choir mic or something for these like grungy punk Cage the Elephant type songs. Very clean and shiny, but the guy he produces a lot of metal in that studio, so it makes sense that it was gonna sound sharper and heavier
Yeah.
than in our basement.
Yeah. The next one kind of just sounds warmer, a little more chill. Even the rock songs are kind of just more tame, I guess.
Yeah, that was sort of my. Are we allowed to like say that we've listened to the whole
Yeah.
second album?
Yeah,
Go
yeah.
for it.
Okay.
Our record label's gonna sue you.
Yeah.
Vinyl Stallions has been
I wish we
canceled.
had that problem, but we don't.
Yeah.
So you go for it.
All I did was send you a text.
Yeah.
I appreciate that
Well,
permission.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I mean, both of us listened to both albums, and at least like, yeah, my like I guess interpretation was that the first one was like, yeah, very more like garage, like pure alt rock, and that second one like sort of tunes into like that more like indie rock. Like I feel like there's a lot more going on with like the synths and um also some of the drums. Like there's a lot of different sounds there that you don't hear in the first album.
Totally. Yeah, definitely. We were using a lot more. That's exactly what we were kind of trying to do is I guess layer it more, that I guess we were using a drum machine a lot too. That's where you're hearing that unique kind of you know, synthetic drum. And then Jimmy plays a lot differently too, I think.
Yeah. It was COVID. We did COVID hit. We had a bunch of songs that were written. And we lived together, but Jimmy didn't. So we would do the drum machine at our place and then send it to Jimmy. And when we eventually met together after like the lockdown ended, we kind of kept some of the drum machine in the songs, which kind of sounded cool. So that's why some of them have drum machine, some of them don't, because they kind of all originally started on drum machine because we didn't have a drummer with us.
Damn.
Fair enough. Yeah, I wasn't sure if he was using just like an electronic kit programming sounds or drum machine or what was going on there. But yeah.
He does have a pad, and that's something I would like to kind of dial in more in the future, because it's just and I'm sure the other guys can attest to it. We've brought this drum machine to all the gigs we've played since everything kind of reopened, and it's always just a pain in the ass. The guys like trying to connect it, the sounds off, and it's like a very it's a small little Korg. It's such a cool instrument, but it's its output is like a headphone jack, like that's it. So it can be a little difficult for the sound guys to dial it in. And Jimmy does have like an Asus or a Lesus. I don't know the brand, but it's 4 pads that you can program. So hopefully we see a little bit more of that. It's in the album, but it's very sprinkled in. It's I don't know. I probably couldn't even tell you where it is.
Do you guys have any certain? Oh, go ahead, Johnny.
I was just saying, like he started dialing that in the singles shapeshifter where he had like a bell, and then he had a clap.
All right.
In American Diners.
I totally forgot about that. Yeah.
Like, Do I Want to Know by Arctic Monkeys.
Right.
Interesting.
But yeah, I think it works.
He's into electronic music, as are we, but he really like that's his thing. So he's got all that those kind of toys and stuff that he likes to play around with, which is cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you guys are you partial to one certain style? Like, do you prefer that more like melodic indie rock style, or do you like the alt rock, like garage rock style more? Or is it just sort of whatever happens?
Kind of whatever happens, I guess. Yeah. We like a lot of different styles of music. So whenever somebody has an idea, we kind of like go in our library of what we know and try to fit what fits with that song. Cause when Tom or Johnny will throw a song out, they could sound completely different, but we do like all genres of music. So that helps when we try to write different kinds of music.
Yeah. I think there's kicks too, like environmental elements. Like when I'm sitting in my room and it's like, midnight with my acoustic guitar, it's gonna bring a different idea than when we're in our room with my amp on 10, you know, like, and both songs get done both ways, because you know I could plug my guitar into my computer, and I do that a lot too, and with the headphones you could jam out. But I would say, yeah, and not only that, but I don't know, I feel like I personally go through long kicks of types of music. The seasons tend to bring out different
Yes.
types of, you know, like in summer I'm jamming a lot of classic rock, in the winter I'm all Bon Iver and depressing shit, you know. So you know,
What
it goes up and down. I like to just kind of, you know, we know that also you can't just throw a bunch of really sad tunes on an album. You gotta kind of space it out a little bit with other stuff.
what have you all been listening to recently?
A good question. What would you say?
Chili Peppers.
Yeah, Chili
You
Peppers.
like the new album?
No doubt.
Dude, I
Yeah.
saw Tom's cover of White Braids and Pillow Chairs, dude. That is my favorite one on the
Oh,
album.
thanks. Yeah, I'm trying to get a
It's
I've
the
been
best.
working on doing like an actual like plugged into my computer with a camera
Yeah.
cover. But I'm just getting used to this software that I got, which is called Amplitude. It's like a synthetic amp that you pop in and in a DAW. I use Logic Pro. But
Shouts.
yeah, that song, I love John Frusciante. He like totally got me into like guitar, and the rest of the guys obviously do too. So it was and it was, you know, almost 2 years after he was announced that he was back,
Yeah.
that the album came out. So we were like, you know, waiting and waiting. You didn't really hear anything. So yeah, we've been jamming that one pretty heavily.
Yeah, Chili Peppers album for sure.
I've been big into Wolf Alice, that band from England.
Yeah.
I've been listening to their new album that came out in, I think, October, a ton. I really like that record a lot. I don't know what it's called. Blue October? No, that's a band. Isn't that shitty band that we make fun of?
They got a few radio hits.
Yeah.
We're always
Blue
listening
Weekend.
to Tool.
Yeah, we went through a big Tool.
I
kick,
love Tool.
We saw
Yeah.
them, and it was like we saw them. That was the loudest guitar I've ever seen in my life. I'll say that. I've never
That was
seen.
one of the best shows.
I couldn't believe how loud they were. It was amazing. Me and Johnny were like, after the first couple songs, we are like, this might be the best show I've ever seen in my life.
Is it at United Center?
Yeah.
Okay, I knew that. I mean, at least all the shows around here, they were playing arenas, so I figured Chicago they'd do United Center.
It was absolutely incredible.
They kicked ass. I could not believe that. I can't believe it. And the fact that they could keep you on your toes with like a 12-minute song is amazing.
Oh yeah, and they mix up their set list all the time, so it didn't matter what you saw ahead of time. Like you had no idea what you're gonna get.
Yeah, it was sweet. I was amazed with the no cell phone rule that it actually worked. They get it to
Really?
work in the United Center. Yeah.
Did they just warn people, or like what they say?
If
Like,
they got signs everywhere, and apparently if you get caught, like, you're out, man. They'll kick your ass out of the United Center.
Damn.
I love that. That is so cool.
Yeah.
It's a
And
mutual
Maynard's, you know,
respect.
yelling at people in the crowd and shit. It's hilarious.
It's a mutual respect for the band that you're like, don't tape them.
Don't.
Yeah.
Dang. I didn't even
All
know
those
they did
fans
that. That's awesome.
Yeah. They let you do it on the last song. They're like, hey, everybody bring your stupid phones out and record us.
Yeah. He wouldn't allow it until the last one.
That is awesome. So all right, so back to your new album, In Disguise. So you got Austin Sturp, I see, making all of the collages and everything, and the album design and whatnot. How'd you guys get in contact with him?
Well, do you know him?
So I don't.
From the-
So I like we might have crossed paths here and there. I definitely follow him. It's at Dr. Sturp for anyone out there. He does some fantastic work with camp. He does some fantastic work with, I don't know, just like I saw what he did for Atlanta, that show. And
Yeah, that was sweet. I gotta watch that show. Everybody says it's awesome.
yeah, I've never seen it either, but I just saw it was cool how, like, I don't know, he just like submitted just like a couple collages and they ended up like using it at like the show's premiere or something.
Yeah, he totally, that was so cool. He's awesome.
He's so good.
Did so did because he went to the same nations as well. So is that how you guys like knew each other?
Yeah, he played basketball. He's a grade above me, and he played basketball, so we were always kind of friends. And his college roommate is one of my good buddies from back in the day. And they moved to LA, and he kind of just hit us up one day just to do some random art for us. Just said he wanted to do like take the frog, our logo, and put it on something. And it was sweet. So we were like, hey, we got some new music coming out. Why don't you just try to fit the color scheme? Because we had the colors. All we basically gave them were the pink and orange color scheme that we had going on for the new album. And we said, do whatever you want. And he did the My Wish art with the car and the kids at the park. He did everything, and it's been really cool. And we just hop on a FaceTime like this, and we'll send him like a demo, and he'll just shoot stuff back and forth. Like a lot of the time, those collages. But it's super, and he's super great with like communicating. Like he'll be like, do you guys like this? Do you know, is this the vibe? You know, he's really versatile. He can change and do whatever for any type of song, any type of mood. So yeah, he's really good. And he's an old friend. So it wasn't like hard or anything. I just sent him a text.
That's awesome. No, I really have enjoyed his work. Yeah, no, hopefully we can get him on here. I know he worked with a bunch of different people. So yeah, shout out to Dr. Stirp.
Yeah, he probably would. He would love to talk to you guys.
Awesome. But yeah, no, great stuff with the album. And then kind of just like talked about that, like the diversity you guys, I mean, the singles that you guys have put out right now is just showing just like a whole different range of, yeah, like kind of what you've described, like all different music coming in and whatnot. Do you have any specific one you guys like? We can go down the line, or if you don't want to reveal it yet.
No, I would actually like to talk about it because you guys actually listened to it. So
yes.
What do you like? What do you guys think? What do you guys like?
So for me, Preacher was a ripper. I love that sitting there at number 2. I thought Johnny's bass, whatever tone, like pushed through so well on that bass. I was rocking out to that one earlier today.
Yeah,
I'm flattered.
Johnny, it came through. It punctured my ears.
Johnny loves a tone. Like he's all about tone. That's step one in our writing process.
First album, the tone was not there, so that was just the easiest thing to fix between albums 1 and 2. And so got a new amp between then, and kept it a lot more simple. I got really into the Strokes and Monkees and Radiohead, and they just few notes and just punch through. So exactly what you said on Preacher.
And I mean, it doesn't Preacher, but like even I noticed just like some simple videos that people take on their cell phone and whatnot at live venues. Like the bass is so clear. So what amp did you end up getting?
It's an orange Mini Terror is the bass, and then a Phil Jones 500 watt cab.
Shout out to Orange. I got one.
Oh yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
And I got the Mini Tear, or the Dark Tear is what I used had for my guitar, and then I ended up getting the Crush.
Nice. It's all about tone.
I don't know shit about tone. That's my biggest weakness, and I tell every single person we have on here, dude. I just like my good buddy Joe Belinsky had an orange. I got an orange because he had an orange, but I don't know. I'm more of a songwriter-esque, not like tone's something I really need to work on.
So you're searching for tone, like you're on the quest for your tone.
I'm searching for tone. Finding tone. That's my autobiography starting right now. Oh my gosh. Clep, did you have a favorite one on the In Disguise album?
Probably Kids at the Park. Like, I don't know, just the way the guitar is being played and the tone on it. Like, that song really hit for me.
Nice. Love it.
We definitely were like, we can't do anything until the tone is good. I mean, it's kind of funny to say, but we really meant that. Like, it's got to be good. Because the first album, it was super sharp and kind of like, if you turn it up, like you'll lose your hearing almost. So we tried to fix that.
I'm not gonna lie, I noticed no issues with tone on the first album, and like I can be kind of a picky listener. Like if there's like issues with the production quality or, something like that, I can usually pick it out. But it sounded very professionally done. Like I could hear every instrument very clearly.
Nice.
But I mean, most people are their biggest critics. So
Yeah,
For sure.
there's your answer for sure.
That's for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we a little bit more pocket change. We all got a little bit better amps. So
Yeah. Yeah, it works out. Preacher, Tom wrote that like in full on acoustic and was like, let's try to make this with the band. So that's kind of what happened. It turned into like a full out rock song. So it took a while to bring from Tom, like his bedroom to the band, because sometimes it just doesn't fit correctly if you just play it right like he wrote it. So we had a lot of tweaks and a lot of just that one took a while, especially mixing when it was even done recording, mixing that and making Johnny's bass was like really hard to do because the guitars were so loud and there was so much going on that we wanted it to punch through, but we wanted to hear everything else. So Johnny's bass took a long time to fit in there. But our guy, Dwayne Lundy, who mixed it, is a master. So
yeah, he nailed that one for sure. That was a tough one.
Yeah.
Where is it any specific recording studio that you guys are finished off the final process? I know it was a long one.
He mixes down in his own, I think his house, the Lexington recording studio, or I want to say that's it. Yeah, we wanted to go down there and do it with him, but like we said before, the album was done in such a like Frankenstein way. It was like patched, like we'd have like every song would have all the drums done, but then we didn't kind of like that. We didn't kind of like that, so we go re-record it and this and that, and then we'd send it to him. So we didn't really. I think we did the singles, and then we had to send him like 2 final batches, like the last 3 and then the last 4 songs or something like that. And he went to town on it. But yeah, that's one thing I'd like to do more in person next time. Dwayne obviously did a killer job. It's a pain for both sides because it's like a very instantaneous process. It's not, like for Dwayne, he does it and we're like, oh, can you make it louder? And it's like where, like what?
Yeah.
And we don't know how to mix. We're not like, we don't know how to mix like a professional. So he's probably like, no, I can't.
It was I give him a lot of credit because sometimes I'd call him at 2 p.m. on a Tuesday and be like, hey, can you turn that cymbal at 247 down? He'd be like, oh, for sure, dude.
Yeah.
Like I give him a lot of credit.
He was dealing with like some of my vocals I did in my room, and I got a nice mic, a Shure SM7B.
Oh, nice.
But I don't have like compression and shit like that, so he had to take my stems and go to town because it was just straight to my Mac. It wasn't like and then some of the other album was done in a fucking analog studio. So like it was crazy what he did. He took everything and really made it sound like an album, which I couldn't believe because it really is all over the place in a good way though.
Yeah. The first one that he did was My Wish. I think that's the first one that came out before everything. Maybe What Happened in the album, but that was a while ago. My Wish, he mixed My Wish, and we we're like, damn, that's a lot of what you hear on that is him. I mean, we played it, but he put it in specific spots, and he turned stuff up when stuff should be turned up and turned stuff down. So a lot of it was him doing that.
Yeah, he's the man.
Very cool. Well, shout out. Yeah, no. Go ahead, Club.
I was saying, going back to what Jack said about Preacher, kind of answers your question earlier about like, do we pick a song and like that we like more, or do we kind of go with the flow? It's like most of the songs on the album, like maybe Towers is an exception, but they all started one way, went the other once everyone else in the band kind of came in. So
yeah, Preacher is like, it's hilarious. I mean, there's demos like you could take a demo from 1 month in the last 2 years and it's gonna sound like a different tempo. Like it sounded so not so different in the beginning. The chords are the same, but I heard an early demo like last night. I was listening to a ton of them, and it's so much slower. It was like I remember I was listening to a lot of Pavement at the time, so I wanted it to be like jangly, and then we're just in that studio banging away, and it just becomes this big, huge rock song. But it turned out nice. That was a really, really hard one. That's another one Dwayne killed it on because
yeah,
we had so much stems that we sent him, and it was starting to sound a little just a brick wall, but just too much. And then he really kind of mixed it so that it stood out. So again, Dwayne Lundy, shout out, man.
Actually, it's amazing that you say you like the mix on that first one because it took the longest. We had to pull. I don't know. It was just super loud, and you couldn't hear Johnny and everything. We had to pull everything back, and then remix to make sure everything got heard. So,
it worked.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it was.
It's a good first song to have on that album. I think good intro.
Yeah. For sure.
Absolutely. No, these people need to get ready because this album's going to blow their socks off. So get ready. Again, May 20th, that is when that'll come out. But all right, I got a question for you boys, and I want you all to each answer individually. But what is the favorite venue that you have played at?
That's a good question. I mean, I got to go New York City, the Cutting Room.
Oh, damn. I think
that was awesome.
Yeah. I mean, that was probably, that's about as close to like big time sound I've ever played on.
Yeah.
When did you guys play there?
Actually, this past January we played the 28th.
Right on.
Yeah.
Very cool.
They asked us to come out there, which was hilarious.
Yeah.
Because we really had no business. I mean, we sold a ton of tickets, but it was kind of like we hadn't proven anything to have somebody ask us to play New York. But the booking agent or talent buyer, I want to say she's not from Cleveland. She was friends with that girl from Cleveland.
She's friends with one of my friends. Anna Dogstrip?
Yeah, I know. Oh yeah, she's in New York. So.
Yeah, she's in New York. She told her friend, who was a talent buyer at the Cutting Room, about us, and they were like, "Hey, do you want to play?"
That's how it works. And I'll tell you guys what, from again, just like me officially finally getting to meet you guys and like be able to talk, but knowing about you guys since again 2018, 2017 just shows like how loyal your fans are, because anytime you guys put stuff out, it's all over my social feed and it's being shared left and right. So man, that's awesome to be able to have that back. And again, stuff like that, the New York show and whatnot, comes from just those simple connections and people.
Yeah, I mean, we had like, I don't even know, at least 25 people flew to New York. Wow, that's a little
awesome.
extreme, but there was a ton of people who came out.
We had we just had to thank all the people that come. We had like a talk with the venue. We're like, you guys need to sell a little more tickets. So we sent some texts around. Our buddy Mike Vitale rallied a good amount of people. So yeah, the fact that we had that many people in New York, I think that's my favorite show too. It was really cool to see that we could do that in New York, which I did not think we could.
Yeah, and we had plenty of people who actually lived there too, which was cool.
Yeah,
people I hadn't seen some of our acquaintances since college, which was close to 4 years at the time. Right. And they all came out. I met some of their friends, and New York, obviously, very cool. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Johnny, is it New York for you?
I don't know. I mean, as far as like the experience, like it was really special being out there. Only reason like I wouldn't put that as my favorite was just because the crowd was sitting down. Like they're kind of laid out tables and whatnot. So like I think playing at like Shuba's in Chicago back.
Well, if I remember correctly, I believe it's the venue. Favorite venue.
It's a favorite venue.
Yeah.
It can be interpreted
am I right?
Like, gotta be the post-pandemic show at Shuba's. It was wild.
Yeah. Well, Shuba's would probably be, I mean, at least top 3. I love that.
Okay,
I love that
favorite venue. I mean,
you can interpret it as you want.
Yeah,
sticking to
right.
the
House of
script.
Blues in Chicago was pretty cool, but like
Ooh.
Oh
just
yeah,
like House
that
of
was
Blues,
cool.
the show was weird. You know, it was like there were like 5 bands on the bill. We played for like 30 minutes.
But yeah, it was kind of weird. It was kind of crazy being on the stage though. I mean, we just played on a stage at Tim's in Dayton that was like 4 by 6 feet, and like the House of Blues stage was like massive. So it's definitely a different experience.
Yeah,
Shuba's had the organ and the real piano on stage too. Or sorry, I mean the New York one. The New York one might have to be the best
That's
venue.
awesome.
So when the sound guy nailed it, like having a good
Yeah.
sound guy
remember
after all
did
that
sound-
travel. There's
he did sound for the Strokes
Yeah,
when they first came up.
you did.
Right on.
Yeah, he was cool as hell.
Do you guys
Really
like the Strokes?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we're seeing them with the Peppers and Thundercap in Detroit
Hell yeah,
in
man.
August.
Hell
Nice.
yeah.
We're seeing them in Chicago in August.
They're at Wrigley, right?
Soldier Field, actually.
Soldier.
Which I was shocked
Oh
about,
wow.
to be honest. I don't know. I mean, there's no, in my opinion, I don't think they're selling that out without the Strokes, but hey, I'm not complaining. Those are like, two of my all-time favorite bands.
I
So
can't believe they're playing together. I just can't believe it.
yeah, it's just crazy.
I've never seen them like talk to each other.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
I didn't know.
Do you guys have Thundercat as well on your bill? I know they switched it up a little bit.
Yeah.
I think Thundercat is ours. Yeah, I wish we got. I think ASAP Rocky's playing a few gigs.
Really?
Yeah, I think
Would've been
Thundercat, I'm pretty sure he's on the whole bill. I think the Strokes are on the latter half, and then ASAP
Oh,
Rocky's on like the
gotcha.
front half.
Right.
Yeah.
ASAP, the Strokes, and the Chili Peppers would be.
Oh man, they have Nas at a few shows and Beck. How cool is that?
Yeah, I
Oh
thought
my
Beck was in. that
Oh
would be-
wow.
That
That's
was nuts.
My God,
Yeah.
you see Nas opening up for the Peppers? That'd be hilarious. Holy shit, singing Illmatic, that'd be fucking classic.
Yeah, that new album is good. It's good stuff.
Nas,
Both,
Nas's new album is pretty good too, man.
Really?
Yeah,
That's sick.
he's been putting out some pretty good shit.
I think ASAP just got arrested for something. I might be wrong. I wonder if that tour is still going on. I just saw him in the news recently.
Yeah, I did see something at an airport about him getting.
He
Something.
marries.
It would be so awesome to see him open for the Chili Peppers. Oh my god!
Oh yeah, he was arrested.
No,
Isn't he?
it was something.
Rihanna's like homeboy or some shit like that.
I believe so.
Yeah, she's having a baby with him. I think.
Hmm.
There's a shooting. I don't know. Trying to skim it as quick as possible.
I think it said something about him. Like it sounded something nuts, like about like he was like involved with just like a straight up, just like shooting murder or something. And I'm like, what? Like how? Would he
Yeah,
get
that's what I'm
involved?
reading too.
How would he get in? Like, what are you doing?
You have all this money, yeah.
What-
Why?
You have Rihanna and a kid with
Yeah.
Rihanna.
Hey,
It's
it's
like
all
what-
about the tone. Don't forget it.
Yeah,
Shit.
he's setting the tone.
Set the tone.
Yeah, I'll never understand that shit, man. It's like Keith Richards bringing all those like pounds of heroin on an airplane. Like, dude, like just get to the city. I'm sure you can call somebody up.
Yeah, right.
Oh my god!
Ridiculous.
Holy shit. Do you guys have any where in Chicago that you guys like play like consistently or have at least like or I don't know, just shout out a couple Chicago venues. I'm a Cleveland boy. I don't really know some
Cuba's-
places.
Cuba's Tavern, definitely. We played there like at least 4 times now, I think.
Yeah.
We used to play at a Reggie's Rock Club quite a bit. That was another more like metalish bar. Shuba's is definitely the indie scene.
Okay.
Trying
Yeah.
to think
Chuba's is awesome. I think
Pickett Hall, but they're also owned by Shuba, so it's kind of the same thing. It's just bigger. Also, really cool venue. Those guys are great. That's the I don't know if you guys ever seen those Audio Tree sessions.
Oh yeah, I have.
Yeah, that's the owner of Shuba's and Lincoln Hall, and I want to say a band's or Sleeping Village is a venue that we haven't played at yet. Actually, I've been reaching out to you, Sleeping Village.
We
You
will
gotta
find
get
it.
back to me. All right. But their owner, he does the Audio Tree, and it's like all one, under one company. So they kind of run a really tight, really clean. It's just always nice to play there because you're going to get great sound.
yeah.
And it's in great locations where you can count on people coming. And yeah, we've seen great shows there. I would say, oh man, Valley Hall too. That's a great play. We've never played there. Now I'm just starting to name venues.
Being from Cleveland and coming to Chicago, it's like there's just the music is so awesome. Like the amount of shows and the amount of venues, like even going to see shows is amazing, but playing, like, you know, you're going to deal with people who know their music, who get good sound, who, you know, have been doing it for a long time, who love music. And rarely do we come across somebody at a venue who, you know, that we don't like or have a problem with or something like that. Everybody knows what they're doing. And yeah, there's like Tom said, there's a lot of connections with the venues. Like if you play somewhere, the odds of, you know, them knowing each other and talking about you and hooking people up, it's kind of just a big community. So
I totally forgot about Subterranean, Beat Kitchen. They're all the same too.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like a couple. I know a lot of people actually have a problem with this, but these guys are great still. I think it's Front Row Productions. They have Subterranean, Beat Kitchen, and there's another one. And then the Audio Tree guys have Shebas and Lincoln Hall and Sleeping Village, and they do it great.
Nice.
But yeah, probably within the last 20 years, a lot of those got bought under one. I know old school hipsters around here, you know, miss the days that it was a bunch of shithole venues that people would play at. You know, whatever, man. It's you know, I mean, I get it. I get the Live Nation beef, but I'll never understand. Like these guys are great, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of them are connected now, which is cool because, like Gerb said, like you play one, then you sell at 200, then you get the shot to maybe play the 400 capacity venue, you know.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, and it's hard enough to get in contact with these people, that them being cool talent buyers that are in contact with all these venues is a big help on our side of things, being an actual indie band. We don't have a label, you know.
Not to mention like the big time places that you see, like just crazy shows like the Metro or you know, these places. I've seen a couple shows at the Metro. It's just like, it's like historic. It's awesome. Like, you know, even seeing a show like we played the Cubby Bear, and it's not really the kind of vibe that it might have used to been or whatever. But when we played the Cubby Bear, it was awesome. It was
I was at the Cubby Bear last weekend.
No way.
No way.
Oh man, I'm due to go to Wrigley, man. Every couple weeks, every couple months, I
saw the game where the Cubs won 21-0.
Hey, there you go.
Holy shit.
It was the biggest.
Nothing.
It's like the biggest win since ever in their history, or something like that.
The Pirates scored no runs.
No.
0.
They put up like 11 in the third or something like that. That was insane.
Yeah.
Cubby Bear rules. That place is cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
Yeah.
Honestly, we left in like the 5th inning, went to Sluggers, hitting the cage for a little bit, and then went to Cubby Bear.
Yeah.
Chicago's the best. I hate saying that from Cleveland, but it's like it's awesome. You can't go wrong here. There's so much.
Dude, there is so much stuff to do. Like I don't know. I'll just during the work days daydream and look up different cities, and at the end of the day, I just don't really. I mean, besides the cold, I don't really know what else. In LA, New York, which are too big and expensive for me, this is kind of like as good as it gets for my predicament, in my opinion.
I mean, you thrive in the cold in Chicago. Like you said, there's constant shit. Like Cleveland has to just model themselves over the next 10 years and be like, how is Chicago doing? Oh, well, they're doing
in there, you know. I mean, Tremont was really cool, I thought.
I mean, they're doing a really good job. They're finally being like, let's utilize our water and like people enjoy it. Like, sure, it's only months of the year, but like, let's build around there. And they are doing a good job. But like, yeah, Chicago has it down. My brother went to DePaul, and I remember the first time visiting there. I did the longest freaking lap of my life. I went from DePaul up to Wrigleyville, and then I went to the coast, and went all the way down to the end of the like to downtown.
Wow, nice.
But it was just awesome. Everywhere I was, like, there was something going on every single corner.
Yeah.
That's why it was so crazy when the pandemic hit. I used to go a lot of bike rides. It was especially right in the beginning when it was like legitimate lockdown. That was like, holy shit. I remember there was like the first nice day since it really got bad in March. So like, let's say like maybe late April, May. It's still shitty here, so this could be June I'm talking about. But I drove my bike, and there was like 2,000 people at Haas Park over in Lincoln Park. It was crazy, like, because no one could, you can't go. We couldn't do anything. You were stuck with your family and roommates or whatever. And then the mayor was getting mad at everybody. I'm like, what do you want them to do? Like they're going outside. That's all they have.
Yeah.
But yeah, Lincoln Park is cool. We spend quite a bit of time there.
Yeah.
That's a fave spot of ours for sure.
Next time you guys are in Chicago, let us know.
Oh, we
Oh,
absolutely
yeah,
will.
sure.
I was hoping you guys were gonna have a show. Like I was following your social to see if you did, but I saw the Dayton show, so I was like, well, shoot, you guys aren't in town this weekend.
Yeah.
We're not really allowed to play every. I mean, I would play like every weekend in Chicago if we could, but the venues, like we said, they kind of know each other and they talk. They don't really like you playing too close to each other. They kind of.
Some have what are they called? Radius clauses.
Yeah.
Where you have to. I think Shuba's is one. Like if you play within city limits, you have to wait like 90 days or something like that.
Damn.
But I know you guys went and talked to we're trying to play more of the smaller one. That was kind of, I feel like we almost did it backwards. We showed up and we started playing the bigger ones, and now we don't know how to get in touch with any of the like cafes and shit, but these guys, I know Johnny and Grbac went and talked to a local bar like right up the road to try to start playing like I guess you'd call it a residency, but shows here and there where you just kind of show up and do acoustic or something. How'd that go, by the way? Did we get anywhere with that?
We did.
I booked it.
What day is it?
It's let's go. I was playing on a Wednesday night, August 3rd, I want to say it is. It's called Phyllis Inn.
Yeah.
It's been around for forever. It's like 75 capacity or something like that. So I'm really excited to get a little weekday show in.
Yeah, I think it's better. Like we were talking. It's like we try to do the big shows like Friday night, Saturday night, get 250 people there. But sometimes like it's kind of good to show up on like a Tuesday and play like Pearl Jam for like 15.
Yes.
You gotta do that. You gotta. It gets
And we never really get to kind of. Like I was shocked even at Dayton. We played this last week and we played our new song Towers, and I could actually hear myself. Like I remember we tried playing that a few times. It was like, just forget it. Like it's just too loud. Like nobody, it's like nobody's quieting down. They're just yelling at me, like go, and I'm like
faster.
It's a slow one. But yeah, it'll be nice to try to do stuff like that, slower stuff.
Yeah. Coffee shops, little bars, stuff like that, where you kind of just do experimental stuff. Hopefully we can play more. Hopefully we could do that like every weekend and still do the big shows every couple months. But it would be nice to play in Chicago. It would be nice to play in Chicago every week if we could. We're just trying to figure out a way to do that.
Right on. What? And I guess all three of you might have a different answer. What's the most, I guess, bizarre thing we'll say? What's the most bizarre thing that you've seen at a show? Whether it's like from a bandmate, audience member, like somebody working there, doesn't matter. Just most bizarre, obscure thing. Good or bad?
Good question.
I remember when we played a festival at Laurel Live. It was like we were one of the opening bands. Like 1 p.m. slot. It was awesome. First festival we played at, and there was this like guy who he might have been completely full of it or not, but like he I think he knew the words to our songs. An older guy wearing with long blonde hair. And he was like, "Dude, I traveled here from like, what do you say, like New York or something like that."
Oh
like,
yeah.
Who are you?
Yeah, he's like, I can't believe you guys are here. We're like, what the hell?
That's awesome.
I was shocked.
Yeah.
That was
Man,
weird.
I forgot about that guy.
That was cool though. Awesome merch.
That is
Carnets
awesome.
got kicked out of our own show when he was our manager one time.
That's a good story. Good story.
Yeah.
He's probably in the living room. Yeah.
Yeah. Man, I'm trying to think.
I have our first show ever at Dayton. You know how you play in a yard or whatever, there's just a bunch of kids around. but we were like playing pretty well. Like people were paying attention. We had the yard full of people, and one of our buddies, real drunk, just comes up on stage and plugs his phone charger.
That's exactly what I was thinking of.
He plugs his phone charger into the extension cord that our amps are in, and just charges his phone.
Yeah,
and
he
walks back off.
He walked right next to me as I was playing and bent over and plugged his phone into my power strip for my pedals.
Yeah.
Like 7 songs. Like we were almost done with the show.
Yeah.
And he didn't live there, but he could have easily just went inside.
Yeah.
I mean, we were playing in the middle of 3 houses. There was a charger somewhere.
Yeah.
How about when the Cops broke up our last show?
Oh, that's gotta be.
Yeah.
Right in the middle of we're playing War Pigs by Black Sabbath, I remember.
Oh yes.
And like it was packed, graduation weekend, and everyone kind of was like turning their heads, and these flashlights come through the crowd. No. And like I looked at Jimmy and went, dude, just don't stop playing, just keep going, just keep going, just keep going. It was pretty
now
clear.
it's bullshit. Now they got bands playing in the middle of behind the cabinet.
No.
Like 2,000 people there. I'm like,
dude, I saw that. So who'd you play with this past week? It was a 3 weeks band.
3 weeks.
Yeah,
and then
very cool.
I actually reached out to I don't know, family friend of a friend, but she plays in a different band. I'm trying to look up the name right now. It's like Caesars. Let me look it up. But I don't know. They were playing there as well. But I know exactly what you're talking about.
They were playing for 2 weeks.
Yes, that's the band.
You know the singer?
No, the girl on bass, Caroline Donnelly is her name, and she's just a family friend and whatnot. But I was like, damn, that's a shit ton of people, like just outside in the middle of where was that?
That couldn't fly when we went there. We went there. We left 2018. We got in trouble for like 30 people on our porch. Like we would have gotten arrested, no doubt.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
I was
Same at OU.
Yeah,
the cops did show up.
I say Spruce and I had that similar situation, like back porch show. Cops came and broke it up.
Except we were playing Valerie, and I was attempting to sing it, and I was like, "Fuck, maybe we should just end this."
Oh, Amy Winehouse.
Yeah, it was quite bold.
It wasn't Black Sabbath. It was Amy Winehouse.
It was Amy Winehouse. Either way, the cops are coming.
So you guys roomed together in college?
No, we actually went to completely different colleges. So I went to Ohio State for a few years, and then I transferred and graduated from University of Toledo. Spruce OU.
Yeah, I went to OU, but he came down like 3 or 4 times. We played like an open mic night. He literally came down. We learned 3 original songs, and then we were like, all right, let's go and just play these. And all on the same night. And we played at Casa down at OU. And then I just played back porch shows a couple of times. But I don't know. Those were honestly the first experiences ever of playing at all. I didn't even know how to play.
Yeah, our first show was outside of Tom's backyard.
It's the Roots.
I just realized, I think our actual first show was that talent show.
Oh my God, you're right.
Yeah.
The Battle of the Bands?
Battle of the Bands.
Well, the only reason I say that is I went back and I looked at that shirt that we made at college, and that was the first one on the show list.
Really?
Yeah. It was like February or March, remember? Or no. I'm sorry. It was
I think it was in October.
Our first show was October. It might have been, it was the night before, I think.
I thought
we won too by 1 vote.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, we won.
That's a hell of a first game.
Yeah. I feel like it was rigged. I just don't. I feel like something happened there.
I'm trying to find these shirts. I don't know where I can find them.
I don't remember. Johnny used to keep track of our shows.
Yeah, I feel like it was the first show was definitely the Junkyard, and then I think like Battle of the Bands and our Art Street Tuesday night thing were the same weekend, a month or so after. Oh no, then Flaney's was December.
Maybe I'm looking at it wrong. I'll try to find the shirt.
Those Dayton shows. There's probably a lot that happened at those Dayton shows that we don't really remember. There was so much that went down.
Yeah, they weren't particularly very good either.
No.
Oh, I found it.
People showed up, baby. That's all that matters.
Yeah, they did. Ladder 11. Yeah, those Dayton shows were crazy. Oh my God. We got actually the craziest band story is us getting kicked out of Daytona, I think.
Oh yeah.
That was one thing I wanted to get back to because I heard
Oh,
you
really?
say
Did
you
you?
almost got thrown out of your own gig, and I wanted to get a little elaboration on that.
Real quick. The only reason I thought it was is because we don't actually have the backyard show on this shirt.
Really?
Yeah, I bet all the bands is the first one.
You don't have the junkyard show?
No.
Must have
Johnny,
gotten a bad shirt.
No, I'm looking at
Put
the
'em on there.
mock-up. I'm looking at the mock-ups.
Okay, perfect. So that's not
Yeah,
Jack.
Daytona. That's classic, man. That was funny shit.
I don't think I've told my parents. They're gonna watch this, so they're gonna find out what happened.
Oh, I told my mom already.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told her. She knew it was bullshit when I called home.
Did you hear about that?
Huh?
They asked, did you guys hear about that? Of us getting kicked out of Daytona?
No.
Spit it out. I need to know.
Yeah, let's hear it.
If
So we
people are
were-
listening.
We were scheduled to
play. Oh, you go ahead. You go ahead.
Yeah, we were supposed to play junior year, and me, Jack, and Grbac, and then Jack Carnetz, who was managing us at the time, drove all the way down
To fucking
to
Florida.
Florida.
So this is Daytona, Florida.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Florida.
Yeah.
It was for the Dayton trip, obviously, and we drove his Jeep, which took us, I think, like way longer than it should have. It was like
17 hours.
17 hours. Yeah. We got in what what they call day zero. It was like the day before it technically kicks off. And then the next day we went in to the pool deck and enjoyed the day or whatever. This is the first day, right, Gerb?
You guys know about Dayton to Daytona?
Yeah.
Like we all go
Yeah.
down there. They have like an artist every day, and you just party, and you just drink Bud Light from the kegs that they provide.
It's ridiculous. It's
I saw like
absolutely-
Smash Mouth was there one year.
yeah, we had B.O.B.
Okay.
performed for us.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Oh.
basically, yeah, there's a huge stage, and I mean, there's like 2,000, probably 2,000 at least kids that go. And there's a pool deck and a pool, and they provide, like, you pay for the beer. It's so weird. They give you a wristband and a cup.
And these are all Dayton, University of
Dayton.
Dayton kids.
Yeah, juniors and seniors. You had to be 21.
Yeah.
And the
Is this
crazy-
school sponsored too?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
nuts.
when we went, it was,
Okay.
and it used to have freshmen and sophomores too. Like up until
Yeah.
like
Oh my lord.
2011, it was like freshmen and sophomores could go.
the craziest trip ever. It was so
And it's the town is a shithole. It is so creepy. Like, I mean, there was all these crazy stories about people almost getting abducted with Ubers or whatever. But that's besides the point. So we go down for the first official day when everyone's in, and go down to the pool deck and party. And me and Gerb went up to the hotel room to smoke a joint on the balcony. So we get to the balcony, and our buddy lost his cup, so he couldn't. He just decided to drink in the room all day because your cup was like literally like your wristband. Like you couldn't get beer without
you're
it.
not allowed to drink on the deck if you lose a cup.
Yeah, you had to have this cup. So he's like,
You gotta
it was a-
duct tape that shit to your hand.
You
Yes.
literally do. You literally
people,
do.
you would see people do that for sure. And so he lost it, and we sitting there, we're smoking a joint, listening. I remember listening to Zeppelin, and we were all really
Good
really
choice.
Oh my
Yeah.
god! And we snuck in Slug. I forgot about that. So
Yeah.
they're really crazy about hotels, right? So we snuck in through like a back up the stairs. It's like a Florida type thing. So some of it was like outside, and then others inside. Anyways, I was sitting on. I mean, we were on like the 6th floor, and I was sitting like kind of leaning on the railing, and a security guard from the pool deck saw me and came I don't even know how the fuck he found. I mean, I guess it's not that difficult to figure out where we were, but he came up and threatened us and told us, what did he say? You got to leave, or?
He was like, that's it. First he came into the
first he
room
was
and
cool.
he was like,
Well, he wasn't cool. First he was like, yeah, no, I'm telling my super. And we were like, oh, fuck, like that sucks. And then this, total hard ass cop comes in, and she brings us to this, like, a convention center, like a conference room. and we're all completely out of our minds, like hammered. And she's like, is there any more dope? And we're like, no, like, what are you talking about? Like, we're a bunch of college kids.
We were like, hey, listen, like, we're supposed to play in a couple of days. And she's like, oh,
yeah. She's
that's
like,
not
no.
happening.
She's like, you were
You guys
banned
are out of
from
here.
property. And then and we're all like, all right, whatever. And we got 2 of our friends who weren't even in the band kicked out as well. And we ended up, we left, and we were obviously really under the influence, and we ended up staying at the Super 8 next door.
They just pushed you to the street. They're like, see you kids.
Oh man. And we woke up and we had kind of sobered up, and I looked at Gerb and we were like, oh my God, like, are you like, we're in Florida, now we can't really, I mean, we could have stayed, but there's not much to do. We couldn't even get our phones. When we went back to get our phones, it was like, I was like, it was insane. They had like all the security down. I'm like, dude, just give me my phone. I'm not like, what do you think I'm gonna do? And we ended up getting drunk on the Super 8s, like right outside the door, and there's the parking lot in the middle. And a lot of activity going on in the middle.
So bad, dude. So bad.
A lot of creepy shit.
So bad.
And then we ended up and Karnax had already been kicked out at this point, so we met up with him the next day.
You're recruited.
Our old manager seemed to have gotten kicked out of like more bars than we did.
Literally everyone had gotten kicked out. Like, and then after we left, all of like our other friends got kicked out too. And we left. Yeah, we drove to Orlando and we just flew home. We spent the night there. But
that was probably the craziest Deadlick story.
Then our other friends did get kicked out as well. So I think the whole band, besides Johnny made it out alive. And Johnny wasn't even supposed to be there.
Johnny
had go ahead, Johnny.
You had to be 21 to go, and so I wasn't 21 at the time. But I was like, I'm going and I'm playing.
Yeah.
So what do we do? Like, there's a nice guy who's in our grade who wasn't going on the trip, and we just literally like sold it. Like, dude, Cody is our bass player. Like, he's our guy. He's not going. They went to one of the meetings that the student musicians had to go.
They interviewed us, and we interviewed him with Cody, and Cody was the bassist.
Yeah.
Johnny had you had his ID too, didn't you?
Yeah, I had a student ID, and I look nothing like me there. But anyway, he was our bass player, and so I wasn't in the hotel that they were in because of like that. I didn't go as like the student musician.
Right, the band we got into the first hotel because we were the band.
So student musicians get the first hotel, which is where the show is, and I was like a half mile down the beach, and I'm like napping between the pool deck and going out, and these guys roll in. They're like, dude, we just got kicked out. And I immediately just didn't believe him because I'd heard about this trip for so long. I've heard of a bunch of people getting stopped by cops on the beach. I've never heard of anyone getting kicked out of Daytona. Some bullshit. And they gave us the rundown, and they were on the loose.
They had somebody follow us there. Remember that lady was with. They had they were escorting us everywhere, and we were like, well, we got to tell our bandmate that we were fucking leaving, he's gonna have no idea. I didn't have my phone on for the day. My girlfriend was so pissed. My girlfriend at the time was furious. She was at home, and I was like, dude, I don't have it. I literally don't have my phone.
Yeah, you're like, I don't know. You don't know.
And then we ended up, we had to leave, and it became kind of like a rallying cry for the band. When we came back in senior year, our first show, there was 400 people there. It was insane. I'm like, I don't even know any of these people. Before we had left, I don't know. I mean, ladder 11, we kind of had a pretty good crowd, but then when we came back to school, it was this whole thing, because just that band that got kicked out for smoking a joint.
It sounds like you guys need a revenge tour, and we need to get Deadlicks to Daytona going.
Yeah, right.
We need
I am not going back to Daytona. I will not.
We did go back the next year. We were still banned from the premises.
Yeah, we had to get another hotel.
We got banned from that hotel too. Yeah. We got banned from that hotel, and we snuck into the pool deck.
I'm not going back. I am not going back to Daytona. I'll tell you that.
That's unreal.
Yeah. That was wild.
I think we're banned from Daytona, Florida. To be honest,
I mean, at this point, with the mile
They just have the
radius, like a quarter of the strip, we're just not allowed at.
Most wanted just your frog face right there.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
He's right. That did. We were playing well at the end of junior year. We were doing some good stuff, and we released. We had some music released, but after that happened, and we kind of came back to school. That was we had a big. It was kind of like a big crowd from then on. From our senior year.
That's an awesome story.
Yeah, it was a good time. Dayton was amazing. Yeah.
Very cool. Well, shout out. All right. Do you guys have any just immediate? So obviously we keep taking or saying, but In Disguise out May 20th, coming up here soon. You guys have any shows coming up in the next couple months? You want to give a shout out?
We got July 9th, Saturday night, July 9th in Chicago. And then August, Johnny, we got Chicago, fill us in, August 3rd. We're going to play Cleveland, probably play Cleveland. We're trying to play Cleveland every 3 months or so. We don't have anything in the books. But it's always, we're going to play Cleveland forever,
Good.
Come back.
There's some great venues.
Yeah, honestly, we should talk to you.
Yeah.
See what the move is. Tremont was awesome. There's a new bar opening downtown called, I think it's open. It's called Farm Clee.
Yes. Yep. I was just there on Saturday.
Oh, really? The guy, Barstool guy. So we were on Barstool Carl.
Yeah, I did see that.
We met him, and he asked us to do a Christmas song, which was funny. We did that. Yeah, it was something. But there's a Barstool guy who opened the Farm Clee in Cleveland. So we messaged him. We're like, hey, do you think it'd be possible? So hopefully we can do that. Seems like a cool place.
Dude, it is a really cool place right by the water. Right now, at least to get it going, they're really focusing on like the country aspect of it. But I mean, but you guys, I mean, I'm sure they would be open to hey, you bring a crowd. That's basically how all the venues work. But yeah, nonetheless, May Halls in Lakewood, the Winchester. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of cool places. We'll definitely talk after this. And
Cleveland's gotta happen.
Yeah, no, and I just am excited to definitely see you guys in person. Honestly, I've just been jamming your music the past couple of weeks, and that's what enticed me to reach out to Jack.
Hell yeah. Johnny, you got a DC show maybe coming?
Yeah, we're looking at fall in DC area. It could be in College Park, Maryland. Venue seemed like excited, but I think he was looking for a summer show, and the summer's pretty booked. So that's in the works, but that's where I'm from. So
nice.
It would be a huge crowd. Like first time we played in Cleveland was huge. So whenever we get to DC, it's going to be huge. I can't wait.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck yes. Well, man, you guys have been awesome. Honestly, appreciate you guys coming on. We'll definitely stay in contact. We'll be posting about the dead lick, so stay tuned. But Klep, man, you got anything else for these lads?
I guess where can people find your stuff, like music, socials, all that good stuff?
Well, I'd say hit our Instagram. We're usually on Instagram more. Spotify is what we do. We're on basically everything.
Instagram handle.
Yeah, the Dead Licks. Dead Licks on it all. Nothing's different. Like it's the Dead Licks on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Spotify.
Venmo.
I love
The
it.
Dead Lick Chicago, I believe, is the Venmo.
There you go.
Stop there first.
Yeah. New tunes. Glad you guys like the new stuff. Thank you guys for having us.
Yes, thanks for listening.
No, man, thanks for letting us listen to that. That's one of the coolest things that we've had. Cause you guys were just here, listen to it, see what you think. We've never had that before. That was very cool.
Like we said, it's taken forever. So to send it out to people it's so awesome just to be able to text people our new album. It's great. We're just happy it's out finally, my God.
And so are your fans. The people need to hear this. But yeah, man, that's awesome. So again, thank you guys very much. I will say we close out every episode with a nice little neigh because we are the Vinyl Stallions. But let's do a little bit of sign out. So my name is Spruce.
I'm Klep.
We're the Licks.
We're the Dead Licks.
Dead Licks.
Shout out. And this has been another episode of
Final Stallions.
Thanks, guys. Had a blast.